In this chapter, I shall tell you about applying basic strokes and fills. I am going to put a border around this logo. So, select it and go up to the control panel. And right in the middle, you will see two little pop-up menus. The top one is its fill, and the bottom is the stroke. To apply a fill, click on the pop-up menu, and up comes the swatches panel. Select paper. Press the escape key to close that, and then I will change the stroke. Select black stroke. Next, I will choose a stroke width from the pop-up menu, like 6 point. And then I can even choose a stroke style from the style pop-up menu below it. Select thick. There's so much more that you can do with fills and strokes. Next, I shall tell you about colorizing images. First, draw a frame that I want to put the image into. Go to the File menu and select Place. Select Gray Image, and it's a JPG file. Click Open. I want to fill that whole frame, so go to Object menu. Click on Fitting, and then click on Fill Frame Proportionally. And then I want to colorize that image. To apply a color, choose Selection tool. Double-click on this image. Go to the Swatches panel. Choose Fill and apply a color. Let's try this blue color down here. Now you can see color has been filled into the image. Next, I shall tell you about adjusting transparency. Let's open that. Control Center for all transparency effects. That is the Effects panel. Click on it. You can apply a transparency effect to any object on your page, whether it's a graphic, text, or line. The first thing we are going to change here is the opacity. How transparent this object is. Right now, the opacity is set to 100%. If I change this number to say 50% and press enter, you will see that now you can actually see through it. It looks dim, but that's only because the dark image behind it is showing through. I can also use this little slider to the right of the field to increase or decrease the opacity. Next, I shall tell you about adding drop shadows. You can apply a drop shadow to any object on your page, images, text, or lines. Select this photographer image here, and I am going to put a drop shadow behind him. You can apply a drop shadow by going up to the control panel and click on this little drop shadow button. When you do that you almost always get a shadow. I want to have more control over my drop shadow. So turn that off. And go over just a little bit to the FX pop-up menu. Here, I can choose drop shadow. Now, you can see effect dialog box. I have a lot of control over exactly where this drop shadow looks. I can change what color it is and how opacity it is. Let's bring it down to about 60%. Check preview. I can also change its position. I am going to make it smaller. Type 4 points. And I can change the angle of the drop shadow by dragging this little slider around. I am going to change the size. Make it a little bit bigger, like about 8 points. Now click OK. And I can see the drop shadow behind this guy.